Hello everybody and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we are United Airlines 609 and the mighty 777-300. We are taking this 777 over to LAX from Chicago today. Our airtime is going to be about 3 hours and 51 minutes with a total block time of 4 hours and 19 minutes. We're going to be going all the way up to 38,000 feet today. We got 285 passengers going over to Los Angeles today, so we're almost a full flight here. And as I'm looking at the wind component there at minus 58, I would imagine we probably might be a little slowed there throughout the cruise, but that'd be just okay, and we really shouldn't have to worry about that. LA is experiencing some strange weather right now. We may be experiencing some low visibility issues going down. I tried to do this yesterday and I completely screwed up right there at the end. We had a cloud ceiling of maybe 14,000 with it, with visibility coming back in at about 2,800 feet. So we'll see if that happens today, and I wish we have a good flight. There's not much we need to do here when it comes to getting set up here. The only thing I need to do is do our performance and finish setting up the overhead panel, and then we'll be good to go. So let's hop on the flight deck and finish setting up for our flight. All right, so we are here in the cockpit of the 777 here. If I press B, it'll give us the local altimeter, which is 30.10. We are going to need RTO on the brakes. And let's just head over to the performance. There's one more thing, too, I need to do here in the FMC. We can go to departing arrival. With no SID, although I believe it's the ORD9 or the ORD8 that I normally follow, which has an altitude initially of 5,000 feet. So I have that set in there. We're going to be taking off from runway 28 center today out of O'Hare. So let's get that selected. There's 28 center. No SID. You can execute that. Then we can go to index again, LAX arrival. We're going to be on the Angel 4-star, and we're going to be coming in from De Niro, and we're going to be on 24 right on our landing into Los Angeles, and we can execute that. We do have the Mercy interception there, so I might select that. Let's see, let's go to legs. Yeah, we're gonna have the Mercy in there. So we're gonna move Mercy up. Oh, let's delete that. Clear. Mercy, and move it up. And then we can execute. So now we can go back over to departing arrival. Index arrival, Angel 4, De Niro transition, ILS 24 right, and Mercy interception, and then just execute. And then now we have that there. So we have 235 knots at Mercy. So I may, at some point, I am going to open the speed window. Yeah, at some point, I'm going to open the speed window, take control of the speed myself, and we'll be good there. Something disappeared here. because we only have. I'm gonna have to reinsert the FMC data there real fast, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, so we got the flight plan data reinserted into the FMC. We have the departing and arrival information that it needs. So that's good. So we can reset the legs page. Performance. So we're going to go to performance tool. We are taking off from runway 28 center. And we have a runway heading of 274. Let's set that. (274) set. Flap configuration is optimum on a thrust rating. We probably are going to be using anti-ice on the way out. Yeah, so yeah, we're going to use anti-ice on the way out. Just engine anti-ice. And we can import the current data. There we go. The correct altimeter is there. And I believe we are ready for calculation. Yes. So we have a V1 of 152, VR 155, V2 160. So we can set 160. V2 set. And let's get the rest of this data inserted. So we have an acceleration height of 800, and we are going to be flaps 5 on departure today. And let's just insert these speeds. V1 152. Somebody's coming across the front door there. VR 155 and 160 on our V2. We can click for the center of gravity, and that looks to be good to me. Thrust limitations, we're going to be takeoff 2, and it's going to automatically select climb 2, and it deleted my takeoff speeds. That's great. We have a selected air temperature of 44 Celsius. And then let's come back over here to take off and just reinsert that information. Yep. So that looks good to me. At this point, I believe we are FMC pre-flight complete. And we're going to change that to 380. Execute. Flight directors can now come on. We are fully loaded, so we can go seatbelt signs on. Get that wiper off. We're gonna get some doors closed here shortly. I do need to check on the flight attendants and see how they're doing. They should be just about done there. Flight directors on, VNAV and LNAV can come armed. Auto throttle systems are armed. And we're gonna get these doors closed. We can release all vehicles, door management, close all, and arm all. And that's good there. While all that stuff is happening, we can go auto on the hydraulic systems. And C1 and C2 pumps on. Anti-ice, we don't need it right now. Logo light can come on. And beacon is going to come on here shortly. Fuel pumps can come on. I don't believe we have any fuel pumps in the center. Or we don't have any center fuel. No, we don't. So we don't need center pumps on today. And that is pretty much that. Let's check on the flight attendants and see what they're up to.
Welcome aboard this United flight. United is a proud member of the Star Alliance network. Please make sure all carry-on items are securely stowed either under the seat in front of you or in an overhead compartment. Customers in United Global First and United Business First must stow all items in an overhead or side storage compartment.
Alright guys, we are ready to go here. It looks like the flight attendants are doing their welcoming briefings or whatnot back there. At this point, beacon can come on. And I need to get our pushback plan here. It's saying we're not on intercept heading. That's fine. We can delete that message. And let's get our pushback plan here. I will get the engine started once we are completely pushed back from our gate. And we'll be good to go there. So I'll see you guys just before engine start. Alright guys, we are here fully pushed back from the gate. We are now ready for engine start. The only thing I need to do is... let me just reset my position here. There we go. The only thing I need to do is complete the engine start procedures, and we'll be able to get both of these engines started. So let's complete the engine start sequence and enjoy, guys.
On today's flight, we have 3 flight attendants. You can look for the language bar worn on their uniforms. At this time, we ask that you direct your attention to the following important safety presentation. Thank you.
Welcome aboard. Before we depart, please remove the safety card from the seat pocket in front of you and follow along as we demonstrate the safety features of this Airbus A320 airplane. We appreciate your complete attention to this important safety information.
If you're seated in an exit row, you may be required to assist the crew in an emergency. If you're unable to perform the functions described on the safety card, please advise the flight attendant for reseating at the end of this video.
To fasten your seatbelt low and tight across your lap, insert the metal fitting into the buckle.
Head. The main doors open by moving the large handle in the direction of the arrow. Open the upper wing exits by removing the cover and pulling down on the marked handle. Be sure to jump into the slide with your legs in front of you. When you're on the ground, move away from the airplane. In the event of a water landing, main door slides can be detached from the airplane and used for supplemental flotation. Over wing exits should not be used in a water landing unless directed by a crew member.
Look around to locate the 2 exits nearest your seat. In some cases, your nearest usable exit may be behind you.
In an evacuation, exit path lights will illuminate to guide you to an exit.
A life vest equipped with a water-activated light is located under or near your seat. It can be identified by a red tab. Do not remove it unless directed by a flight attendant. If needed, pull the red tab to remove the vest. Tear open the pouch, remove and unfold the vest. To secure the vest, slip it over your head. Pull the straps from the back and attach the hooks to the ring in front. Pull the waist straps away from you until they are tight around your waist. In an emergency, exit the airplane and only then inflate the vest by pulling down sharply on one of the red tabs. If additional flotation is needed, pull the second red tab. You can also inflate the vest by blowing into the tubes.
Alright, so with 2 good engine starts there, we can go APU off. And we can go APU gen off. We are now fully on the... hold on. It's giving us a message there. Alright, APU should be coming down there. Let me just confirm. I'll do it one more time. APU is cooling down. And we have flaps 5 set. Our takeoff briefing has been briefed. Taxi light can now come on. Flight controls have been tested, and I say we are good to go for takeoff. And we're gonna taxi all the way to 28 Center. Now I am shooting for a 8 a.m. departure here out of Chicago, which should give us a 10 a.m. arrival into Los Angeles. The local time is roughly 7:52 a.m. So we should be looking good here. If anything, we're probably going to be no more than 2 to 3 minutes off on our departure time, which is a-okay in my book. Alright guys, we are holding here at the line for 28 Center. Before we turn on, we can get all of our lights on. Strobe, wing, all of that is good to go. Off and on the seatbelt signs. And we can release the brake. And we're going to line it up on 28 Center. And before we get going here, I am going to activate flight recorder. Yeah, we know checklist not complete. I'm going to set that brake there, go through the checklist, get flight recorder active, and we'll be good to go, guys. Alright, so we got everything activated. We are going to climb and manually fly, because we see we have that heading bug there. So we're going to manually fly over to the magenta, and we'll be good to go. So at this point, we can go clock. Release the parking brake. And we can spool her up. Togo. And I'm gonna just go quiet here, guys.
Airspeed alive.
Airspeed alive. Put a little forward pressure there to about 80 knots.
80 knots.
Release that pressure. We're just gonna maintain this center line here.
V1. Rotate.
Rotate.
VJ. Positive rate.
Positive rate. You're up. We're above flaps 5. We can go flaps 1. As we're coming up through flap 1 speed, we can go flaps up. I'm happy with it. Autopilot on. And we're just going to continue climbing out of O'Hare. Alright guys, we can now increase altitude to flight level 230. And we're just going to continue climbing on up. Alright, good people, as we are coming up through 10,000 here, we can go all lights off. And seatbelt signs can come off.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for flying with us. A special thank you and welcome back to our global service customers, million milers, 100K and Premier execs on board, we do appreciate your business. They and Mileage Plus members will receive valuable miles for today's flight. To become a member, you can enroll online at united.com. The captain has asked the flight attendants to remain seated for just a few more moments. Even though you see us getting up to do our duties, we ask that you remain seated with your seatbelt fastened. When Captain Karski turns off the sign, that will be indication it is safe to move about the cabin.
And we are coming through 18,000 feet there, so let's go standard on the pressure. And with us leveling off at flight level 230, we can go up to 340. Alright guys, we just leveled off at 340. We can increase up to our final cruising altitude of 380. Alright guys, we have finally leveled off at flight level 380. This is our final cruising altitude for today. We should be here for the next 3 hours and some change on the way to California. So it should be a nice cruise, and enjoy the flight, guys. Alright guys, with us just now passing through Arizona here, this is going to be a good time for us to get our destination data inserted into the FMC. Now I already had some of this stuff calculated on the back end. I've just been refreshing the weather for LA and refreshing my aircraft details. And we can hit calculate again, and it's still roughly the same. So we're going to be flaps 30 on the landing. There, I'm going to move the camera here. So we can go init ref. If we insert that speed or that weight of 1/459, we get 136, and if we add 5 to 136, we should get 141. Sorry. Yeah, so that's good to go there. That's what we're expecting, so we can put that in. Flaps 30 at 136. That's good to go there. When it comes to our descent here, I do have our descent winds calculated, so that's good to go. And for radio navigation, we should have ILS. Let's check here. Excuse me. Not sure what happened there. LAX approach. Two for right. And we should have 108.5 in here, which we do. And the course is 251 degrees, which is set in there. And at this point, the ILS information is good to go. One more thing here too, guys. We do have to set our minimus, which is going to be 322 on the barrel. There we go. Minimus are set, and now we are good to go. We are going to be as auto brakes 4 as well on the landing, so we have that set already. Alright guys, we are still here at flight level 38,000 feet. We are a little less than 86 nautical miles away from our actual TOD, and we are going to get an early descent here. So we're now going to start descending flight level 250. And we can go seatbelt signs on.
Please have a look around the airplane to refresh your memory of the location of your nearest emergency exits, keeping in mind your closest one may be behind you. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival and be seated in your jump seats. We'll be on the ground shortly.
Alright guys, I am going to get some vertical speed in here. We are 346 across the ground. So I'm going to put about 1,700 feet or 1,800 feet per minute in there. And we're just going to keep descending. Alright guys, our top of descent is a little bit less than 30 nautical miles away. We are leveled off here at flight level 250. Once we pass through the Glinson waypoint, we're going to be joining the Angel 4 arrival, and we're going to go down to flight level 190, which I have already pre-selected. I have the altimeter pre-selected for 29.905. The approach checklist has been complete, and we're still looking good here. Alright guys, and as we are passing through that waypoint there, we can go down to 19,000. And we have our profile there loading in, and we look just right. And we are going to use a little speed brakes here too. Just to help us get down. Alright, and as we are passing through the Angel waypoint, we can now go down to 17,000 for Canon. And we are going to use some vertical speed here as well. We are 358, so we can put 1800 in the window. As we're passing through 18,000 there, we can set the pressure. 29.909. Trying to maintain our profile here. I got us descending down to 4,000 here. Probably can use a little speed brake here. And I am going to open the speed window myself, and we're going to slow down to 250. We are passing through 10,000 here, so we can go lights on. I accidentally touched the lights there, but we're still looking good here. We're gonna shoot for 4,000. We can now shoot for 4,000 now. I got it set down to 220, which is going to be where we're going to start introducing some flaps there. Try to get some speed brakes in there. Just try to get us down to 4,000 by mercy. We can get flaps 1. And we're going to bring the speed brakes back to arm. Come on, go down, go down, go down. Why won't you go down? And we can go flaps 5. And we're gonna slow down to flaps 5 speed. Or yeah, flaps 5. We can go flaps 15. We're 11 miles away from the runway. We're kind of all over the place here. We can slow down to our VREF speed as well of 141. Let's go gear down now. Oh, that's the parking brake. And let's get auto brake 4 set again. We're looking good here. Let's go flaps 30. There's 2,500. But we're getting in just before the rain, guys. It's supposed to be raining here shortly in California, or at the LA area. But we're on VREF. We got auto brake set. Let's do off and on the seatbelts. And we're looking good here. When we are roughly 500 feet above the ground, we're going to disconnect the autopilot and just put it down. But as of right now, I'm going to just let the autopilot do the work. Still looking good here.
500.
Oh, we got some wind there.
400.
Let's disconnect the autopilot.
$300. Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums.
Continue.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Nose down. Reversers. And we can stow them. We're gonna go manual braking and we can turn off here. Alright guys, as we're rolling down the taxiway here, we can clean up the airplane.
And all items stowed until the seatbelt sign is turned off. Please make sure you have all of your personal belongings before you exit the aircraft, and be careful when opening overhead compartments. You are now free to use your mobile phones and small lightweight devices. On behalf of United, our Star Alliance partners, and your entire flight crew, thank you for flying the friendly skies with us today. We hope you've had a pleasant experience, and we look forward to welcoming you again on another United flight.
Alright guys, we have pulled all the way up to the gate here, and we have the jetway connected, and we have ground power now, so we can go ground power on, and at this point we can get the engine shut down here. Alright everybody, that's going to do it for today's video. We have successfully completed our flight. It was a little tricky on the descent there, but I think I managed it pretty well. I had a little panic attack there coming down, but either way, we did it. We're here, we're back on the ground safe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care.